Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome again to another exciting edition of Let's Paint TV. I'm your host, Mr. Let's Paint. Thank you again for being here. Sit right back and enjoy the trip. What's up, Prospect? All right, we're back. Okay, the goal here today is, again, a couple of more hours, miles, one more hour, but a couple of hours, a couple of miles to run. Don't ask me how many kilometers that is, because I don't know. I don't know the miles to kilometers ratio, but I guess you could figure that out. We're going to work on this painting some more here too. So sit right back and enjoy this wonderful programming. If you want to call or talk to us, you can. 818-528-4516. I don't know the international number, but figure that out, and that's your number, 818-528-4516. I think it's 011 something something. Not really sure. Today is going to be the last day for basically a week. We won't be back for another week after today. And that's because we're going to be performing live at a festival in Baltimore, Maryland, on the other side of the United States of America. We're going to fly from one end to the other. It's weird, though. It's weird how I'm looking forward to it, and then at the same time, I'm not. Because of that, all the logistics and the unknowns, I guess. It's easy to get comfortable and never make a move and never get out of your house, which is, I think that's what I always battle with. So, not that I battle too much with that, but I definitely welcome the opportunity to do what we're about to do. And that is perform in front of a live audience. I like that. It's kind of fun. Okay, so okay, I got my coffee down. I'm gonna put some paint on the palette here. I'm gonna try once and for all this painting. I've been kind of fiddling with it. Actually, you know, I run it down. I tell you how we got to this spot here. It was basically started on Labor Day, which was the beginning of this month. So we've been kind of fiddling with this for a while, though I was gone for about a week also. So I like how it's not making much sense, and yet you can pick up on what's going on at the same time. And I think it has something to do with scenario that I have put into place in terms of the painting approach to what I'm doing in terms of the momentum, the momentous occasion of the continuum that we do here by putting ourselves in a altered state, if you will. So let me get some paint down and do a little more maneuvering here on the program. You're watching Let's Paint TV. I'm your host, Mr. Let's Paint. Thanks for being here. Just doing some fiddling around here. Let's see. Okay, turn that on. Get some paint. Get my gloves on. Okay, it's coming along. We're almost there, guys. Okay, let's get some paint down here. We have paint. Whoops. Stuff's falling down. Wrestle that thing into shape. Yeah. Actually, I'm kind of. We'll talk about it. Let me get my paint down here. But yes. I'm liking. Basically, I'm liking how it's turning out in a weird way, in the sense that it has. It has not much clarity, and yet there is clarity, and I like that. Kind of mushy. It's kind of mushy, mushy. Some blue, some green in there. Maybe some yellow ochre. Hey Charlotte, what's going on? Hello to London. All right, we have ignition. We have got all of our impediments dealt with. All our issues have been dealt with. And we got nothing better to do, or nothing to stop us, nothing to prevent us from getting going here. So let's, without further ado, let's get moving here. And we are on the treadmill here, just kind of easily walking at the moment. Maybe we'll get to a faster pace here. Taking your calls, 818-528-4516. All right. So like I was talking about in this painting, that I've been kind of fiddling with it, kind of lost with it, and yet we hung in there. We hung in there, and I'm kind of liking where it's going, and I'm hoping we can maybe put the final touches, the final verdict, the cherry on top, with some nuts. I like nuts, some whipped cream, and some cherry on top. So if that is possible, we shall give that a shot. I don't know if it's going to happen. It does not mean it will happen. And in fact, there is kind of a paradox of thought, overwhelming case scenarios of proving that when we do try to get to that point of the finished end, the end result, trying to capitalize and try to finish, we choke, we fail. But again, we know that, and we shall accept our whatever verdict it appears, however it turns out, we shall accept, and we will move on to another painting if this becomes just that, a dud, a waste of time. You just never know. So anyway, we're kind of in the final countdown of this painting here, and 3 miles an hour at the moment on the treadmill. Kind of feeling relatively good health-wise. I got my knee braces on. I did some stretching. I'll do some stretching afterwards. My mind is joggling, boggling. The effervescent bubbles are percolating. I had a lot of coffee too, that helps. I got some water here. I got my paint set up. I got it all ready, guys. I'm all ready to go. And all I need to do is pick up a paintbrush and start putting some paint down on that canvas. And I know it's kind of scary. Can be scary. Might mess it up. I might mess this up. All right. Having said that, let's just get going here and not be afraid of whatever circumstances that may come about. Whatever comes about, let's push on. Let's push forward. Let's, if we have to, screw it up, or we can also succeed too. Definitely, I like it. I like succeeding just as much as everyone else does. So, but we like to understand. I think we're here clearly to understand the factors that permeate the tundra, the frozen tundra of our minds. And sometimes we need to jackhammer through to the other side so that we can open up, let some of that steam off, and be a little more accepting about our predicament, I guess, is maybe what it comes down to at times. Okay, so without further ado, let's get some paint down. And so just kind of quick wrap up. It is from a photograph, and it's just a street scene. It's nothing really too particular interesting in many regards, but possibly because of the way we're painting it, maybe it gives it some extra oomph, and I'm playing into that. I'm hoping that my struggles pay off. Possibly, but I'm not. If it doesn't happen, it's okay. I like the experiment nevertheless, and I'm getting some exercise in. I'm feeling slightly better about myself because of the exercising. Quarter of a mile already, guys. We didn't even do a darn thing yet, and we're already at a quarter of a mile. Okay, let me just kind of, and this might not need, this is at one of those scenarios where we don't really need too much movement in what we're trying to do here either, which is, again, kind of scary, but if we can keep that in check, keep the checks, the meow mix, the trail mix, keep that. I don't like chocolate in my trail mix, guys, because it always melts, always disappointing. Even the M&Ms melt because they get smashed, and the hardened case around the chocolate gets smashed. Okay, don't worry about screwing it up. Art is neither right nor wrong. Yes, that's right. There is no right or wrong for the most part. But when it comes to the commercialization, when it comes to the celebration in the sort of the gallery framework, that's not so, right? There is a formula that you can see dotted as a lot of cohesion, a lot of similarities in what is being presented as a collective whole of what art is. So that part is usually, as far as I'm concerned, quite disappointing. No real developments, nothing terribly interestingly new. A lot of regurgitation here. Hard to necessarily ever snap out of it. It's a hard, this is an impossible thing to sometimes do, though, to snap out of the collective whole, to snap out of the humdrum of what everyone else is doing because of the effectiveness of this group effort, that because we're all in this thing together kind of deal. So it's a battle. It's a battle that, but we got to be. I think we can help ourselves and help fellow humans, mankind, fellow creatures, if we were a little more aware of what is being done and what is happening to us by the cloning of all of our creative efforts. I find that's a sad operation. It's this very sad thing that and it's hard to really do make the change or make anything of it. It's almost like the same thing about the battle, the realization that 80% of all shows in art galleries are of men, representing men, and only 20. Numbers are off here, give and take, but that's the worst scenario. 20% of shows are of women, 80% men. Do you change it? How do you change it? And how do you change the what's more for my battle more so is how do we find true interesting discourse? I hate that word, but I just threw it out there. How do we find unique discourse that is separate from this collective crap that everyone is doing, the same shit that we all are being sort of led in to put forth? And so in that sense, it is my battle. That's my battle, is to try to find uniqueness, and there's plenty of it out there, but overall there's a lot of collective mush, a lot of mush But that's the way we are. We're not everyone is necessarily meant to be making earth-shattering moves all the time. So maybe it's a little bit of everybody out there. So don't get too down on yourself one way or the other. It's not really a right way or wrong way. But if we could be aware of maybe our situation, which is tricky. I don't know if you can ever figure it all out. We try. We get glimpses. Okay, let's get. I'm not even painting. Let me get some painting here. 818-528-4516. I get into these diatribes when I start talking about stuff. Hey, we got 8 people watching the program. Fantastic. You're watching Let's Paint TV. I'm your host, Mr. Let's Paint, coming to you live from my mother's basement here in lovely Los Angeles, California. All right, it's about 106 degrees here in wherever, Los Angeles. Back to the painting here. All right, so I'm kind of okay with maybe some parts of the mush. And in a sense, that's what it is. It is sort of a mush, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all right if it's a mush. It could be okay, you know. Okay, so anyway, now this figure in the foreground, it's a little more too accurate than I want. So maybe I can fix it or smash it up, make it a little more messier. Put it in cahoots. Popularity contest, says Charlotte. Is it? Could be. I just think that, and I've talked about this before, that a lot of stuff that we see put out put out by galleries and art museums and the like, they are ultimately influenced by trends, popular trends of the day, and so then what happens is there's ultimately then similarity, a lot of similarity in art, replication, just maybe pushing the envelope, put your own little twist on what is now been presented as awesome art or interesting art there. So we all then join the club, galleries, museums join the club, because that's where the money is at the moment. And so then artists, which is our fault for contributing to it, but we think that maybe there's some money involved, so we jump in, and because it is, now we don't want to admit it, we're not going to admit that that's what we're thinking of doing, because we don't want to get money involved. We go, no, don't talk about money in art here. We want to be pure with our intentions as artists. We don't want to let money get involved in our actual thoughts, but ultimately that's what's happening here. So we end up making stuff to appeal to the masses, and so what we do is we take stuff that seems popular and we put a twist. Now, how do we break out of that? How do we be aware of that and snap out of that? I'm not really sure, except for that it needs to be pointed out, right? And time always tells. Time always shows up. And the perfect example is, I always bring up this example. I came across like a woman's, well, I'm assuming it was a woman's, an estate sale, and so this lady had all this stuff she compiled through her whole life. So she had a whole bunch of art catalogs from the 50s, 1950s, and it was all abstraction back then. Abstraction. And so they were promoting and celebrating all these people, and every single one of these plates, they call them plates. I don't know if you're familiar with that term, plates, pictures of paintings and artworks, sculptures. They they were by no, these people, you never heard of these people. So if, not that that matters, not that that really matters. What really matters is that we have a happy life, right? Or contribute to life. But if you're trying to contribute to life as an artist, then you kind of want to make some sort of point. I think I think that tends to be the case, but it doesn't have to be, of course. So it's a mess. It's a mess of thought that I have. Let's get back to our painting here, and we're at 3 miles an hour. Nice pace here. Let's go a little faster. 3.5 miles an hour here, guys. You're watching the program Let's Paint TV. If you're new to the program, thanks for being here. We're programming. No, we will not be here all for the next week, and that's because I'm going to be in Baltimore, Maryland, for the High Zero Festival, and so that's going to be exciting. All right, I'll be doing pretty much similar stuff in a sense, but we're going to have some musicians I'm going to collaborate with, so that'll be fun. Okay, all right, back to the painting here, and let's see. I just need to kind of smush this up a little bit, and not make it so maybe so obvious. Maybe that's my intent. What is my intent? What is my intent? He doesn't know. I don't know. I don't know my intent always. I think one day I know my intent, and then the other day I don't. And you know, that is okay with me. Or I'm getting used to it. Let's put it that way. I think I'm getting used. Can you say that? Used. Is that way? Can you spell that? Used. I'm getting used. I'm getting used. I'm getting hosed. That's probably the case. I'm probably getting hosed right now without even knowing it. Okay. Trying to keep that freshness going. Is it possible? Or am I just making a mess? – 818-528-4516, taking your calls here on the program. We are basically got a mile in us right now, and looking forward to going to another mile, and that'll be about it. Get a little water in us. All right. By the way, if you're interested in buying any of the artwork that I produce, It's possible. It's possible. You go to letspainttv.com, and I have links there in the shop link. You know, Etsy store and eBay store. Okay. All right. So enjoy perusing and purchase your items today before someone else snatches them up. All right. Let me just slow it down. 3.5 here. Ho! Hey! All right, halfway through a program here at the bottom of the hour. You're watching Let's Paint TV. You want to be a supporter of the program? You can buy paintings and also t-shirts. And if you don't want nothing, but you just want to give me some money because you enjoy watching this program every day, Monday through Friday, 11 to 12 noon Pacific Standard Time, you can. There on this YouTube channel / Let's Paint TV, there's a little link if you look for it. Otherwise, they're at letspainttv.com for be a Patreon of the arts for $1 a month. As little as $1 a month, you can support this program here, right now. Oh, okay, I'm getting a good sweat. And let's get back to our painting here. Take a look here and see if we can make this look somewhat appealing. If that's the goal, is that the goal? You wonder if that has to be the goal, and it really is not. I mean, but it helps, I guess. But maybe at the very least, if it ain't gonna be conviction, maybe that helps. I think conviction helps. Regardless of your abilities, it's the conviction is maybe more important than anything else. What are your thoughts on art school? Says Prospect. I think operation. I think it's a little daunting, a little scary, because if you're going to spend, top dollars to go to that school, I would avoid that if you can. But otherwise, it is the place for a lot of us artists to go. It's a great place to be. I'm a big supporter of it. Now, not all art schools are alike, and some of them are going to be more academic and kind of extrapolate and kill the love you have to creating art. But that's not a perfect fit. So you got to find the school that works for you. So certain schools are going to be far more like that. And for me, it's again, sometimes it's a bad pill to take, and yet it is instrumental in your career in terms of your development. So, sort of like, so in a sense, in my case, I had a teacher that was very meticulous and the like. And I learned, believe it or not, I learned something from that. And as much as I hated the process at the time, I even got a D from the class. So, but I did learn. I learned actually from that. So you don't get that necessarily just learning on your own. I think it helps the camaraderie of being with other students who are trying to make art and and teachers. It's a good deal. It's a good deal. However, I think what makes it prohibitive is the cost for a lot of these programs. They've made it impossible to really enjoy and to even attend because of the cost. It's just too expensive. And the just rewards are next to impossible to understand because of the it's not the best career in terms of say compared to being a doctor or a lawyer or a engineer, biotech, whatever, you know, all these kind of fields where there is some good money being, you know, for real jobs. So it is, but for some of us, it is a good deal. For me, it was a good deal. And I didn't listen to I didn't listen to nobody. You know, I mean, I did my own thing, as you probably would assume I would have. Let's take this call here on the program. First call of the day, first call of the week. Hello, caller. You're on Let's Paint TV. Hi.
Why, hello there. This is Santa Claus from the North Pole, and I've heard you have been trying to be good, but sometimes you get into a little trouble.
Okay, that's really entertaining, but please, we don't need recordings. We want to talk to you. We want to talk to you and talk to you about whatever's on your mind, art related usually. Okay, 818-528-4516, taking your calls. 137 calories here, guys. 1.39, 3.5 miles an hour. Let's get some more painting done. Try to get these. I'm sort of like, well, do I want to make any sense? Should I be making sense? And then the question, you know, overall, it doesn't make any sense. So why am I making sense here? And then when you realize that, then you go, man, you're right. Why am I making sense? Stop making sense. Stop making so much sense. Trying to make sense of this. Trying to make some sense. Trying to make sense out of something that ain't making sense in the first place is a kind of a strange disposition of some sorts. That I'm not really as certain. One needs to try to make any sense. After all, if it's not making any sense, why should I be making any sense out of it? Well, in some ways I feel I'm somewhat done with the collective whole. The collective whole, I feel done in a sense with this painting. I could be wrong, I might rework it, but I'm gonna just call it a day on this, which is great, because then I'm gonna take it to the marketplace. I'm gonna try to sell it now, which is always fun. All right, taking your calls, 818-528-4516. Thank goodness for fans and the like. Ray, we're going to Baltimore. Be there Thursday. Baltimore, Ray. You gonna be there, Ray? You gonna be in Baltimore, Ray? 163 calories here, guys. Whoa, yes. Feeling it. Getting back into shape. Somewhat. You need to get the bigwigs over at Art Consultant Magazine on the phone. Yeah, I know. I got an inside connection there at Art Consultant Magazine. Did you see the feature they did about the painting I had that's available? It's available on Etsy, that painting of Carrie. It's a painting I did of the remake of the movie Carrie. Okay, Ray, you're not going to be in Baltimore. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Let's go a little faster. I'm not going to get to my 2 mile an hour goal. 1.71 miles. Oh, we'll be just fine. I could walk in. I could walk there, which would be fine too, actually. I could just walk. I'm just going to take it easy. Take it easy, guys. All right. Well, if you're going to see me in Baltimore, it should be somewhat interesting. I got to tell you, I don't know the exact particulars, but go to High Zero, Google it. I don't even know if I have a link. There's a link somewhere. Baltimore, Maryland, High Zero Festival. High Zero Festival. It's in Baltimore. This week, starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It looks like I don't perform, say, on Saturday, but the other days I am. And they have a treadmill for me. We're gonna get a blender or some sort of cooking apparatus. We're gonna get some painting stuff. And I'm gonna have t-shirts to sell. So we're gonna have some fun. There in lovely Baltimore, Maryland, which I might have driven through that part of the world maybe once when I was a kid or something. So it will be interesting to check out the town of Baltimore, which during the War of 1812 it had a prominent spot in that war against the English. I was just hearing about that. And at the time, it was the 3rd largest city in America. Okay, just a little tip for you that I happened to hear about the city of Baltimore. I don't know where it is in terms of population, what the largest, where it places in the largest cities of the United States. I would guess that it's probably down to 15th to 20th. We can look it up. Someone could look it up, I'm sure. I'm sure Bongo could look this up. Our Let's Paint TV stat man. He's our stat man, our self promoted or self-imposed into perpetuity. He's a stat man. He's a stat man. I'm a stat man. I got all the stats. All right, so I'm feeling kind of okay about this piece, so I'm gonna see how it looks. Speaking of the War of 1812, says Sir Badamir. Yes, we are. I didn't know much about it. I was hearing it was like a little. I listen to a lot of, and you're not going to hear about it here in the United States, actually. But I was happening to hear. I listened to a lot of CBC radio on the internet because they have some good programming. It's sort of like NPR, but it's Canadian, and they're doing a special about the War of 1812. And I didn't really know much about the whole scenario of that, but apparently they claimed that the United States was keen on taking over all of North America, namely Canada, and that was somewhat part of the scenario of that war. I didn't know that. You're not going to be told that here in the United States. You know, when you're in a particular country, what you're being told is always, you know, to make the country and the government look good. So you're not going to hear stories like that ever, kind of deal, or it sneaks out, and it eventually can and does. Kind of interesting, like sort of the fall of the Soviet Union, where the KGB files and all that sort of opened up, and everyone got access to it. Now, what if that was what if the shoe was on the other side of the foot, and the United States, you know, kind of folded, if you will? Then all the files from the CIA and all that would have possibly. Well, that's out there anyway now with the anonymous and you know, Snowden and all that. I guess that's already out anyway. So information technology, information. Okay, how are we doing with time? We still a few more minutes left. Give us a call, 818-528-4516. 1.93 miles, guys. Did I shave today? Ray, you are very perceptive. Yes, I did. I did shave. I did, and I put some aqua velva on my skin, and it made me feel fresh, fresh as a baby's bottom. 195 calories. We're just coming down to the end here. Still a few more minutes, guys. What was our last talk? Oh, we were talking about the War of 1812. Yeah. Wait a second. Hello from Canada, John. I just discovered you last night through the eternal wisdom of David Lee Hart. Oh, did you were talking to him? Is David Hart up there in Canada? I love the show. I'll be going through your old videos and telling my friends. Okay, fantastic, sir. Bradmar. I look forward to move in the future. Oh, what? You don't like Canada? I like Canada. I couldn't handle the winters, but I like every time I go up there. It's really nice. And I like the East Coast and the Midwest. I like the whole world in my hands. I got the whole world in my hands, except for I'm not really certain I want to deal with any kind of winter. Because I'm kind of a wimp, being from California and all. Sunny California. 106 degrees here today, which is not. Though I'll take that over being snow, you know, stuck in the snow and for weeks at a time, months at a time. Forget that. I don't think I can handle it. I guess I could, right? But at the same time, I don't think I really want to. Okay, how are we doing with our miles? 203 calories and 204 miles. I mean, 2 miles, 0.04 miles. So we're way ahead of schedule here, guys. Excuse me. Oh man. It feels good to get back on the treadmill. I've been kind of not been on the treadmill for a while over the months, over the years, and it is. I do know that there's a benefit, the benefit of the doubt at the very least, but I do feel in general, all things being said. Hello, how are you? What's your name? I feel good because of it. I feel good. It does make me feel alive, and exercise makes me feel good, I suppose. All right. Anyway, so we kind of did our painting here, and I kind of like what I like about it is the energy, the force field. I like that maybe more than anything else. You don't need to have that always. We can also make wonderful artworks that have no energy, but they actually suck the energy out of you when you're looking at them. If that's the intent, fantastic. Like I said, don't get me wrong. That is valid. Everything we do is valid. Everything we do is valid. But we can get confused. I do, and I'm being human. I'm assuming that you are too. You're got some similar issues when it comes to that, being somewhat confused about one's moves, the moves that you make. And like I said, some of us are better at that, and don't let thoughts, the wonder, they don't let the wonder get into their decision making. But I gotta say that the wonder, though it may be confusing, it may somehow feel restrictive because you don't know how to get started or don't know how to get moving, which is the same thing. The wonder, the pondering, if you find a way to work with that, which is the trick. It's like a trick. Or understand it. If you can understand it, then I think it's a benefit for you. It's a benefit. It's the true you, which is you that's wondering about stuff, pondering. But again, if we spend too much time there, we never make a move. You gotta bust a move sometimes. So trial and error. Hello, trial and error. Smash it up. Make some mistakes. Fail, people. Then maybe, just maybe, that could be a weather vane, a vein of gold to chip away at for success, which is again fleeting and also false. If you base success on monetary gains or the flavor of the week based on the flavor of the week, it is a falsehood. But the name of the game, guys, is even if you do get thrown off course, as I get thrown off course each and every day, to continue on with the very few positive things in your life. Keep at those, and hopefully they will bring you through to the next day. So yeah, even if you can't find anything positive to do, sometimes you got to force yourself, as we do here every day, Monday through Friday, 11 to 12 noon. We are sort of, in a sense, forcing ourselves to do something. And in the meantime, in the process, we beget eternal happiness. At least for the moment, we come close to the eternal happiness. We're like a little bug flying into the sun, into the light bulb, which may or may not be a good thing. That could be death, which we're not looking for death. Well, I guess we all headed there, but we're not there. You know, not going to go there. You know, generally speaking, anytime soon. I mean, that's not our intent for most of us. At least let's not hope. Let's hope so. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. That we want to have some happiness. I think that's the trick, right? Anyway, so exercise and painting and a little laughter and some healthy eating if you can. Keep it in mind. I'll tell you what makes you eat healthy more than anything else. What makes you eat healthy is your digestive stomach and whatnot. You know, the extract from that. That's what makes you eat healthy, because obviously, I think for most of us, we don't feel good if we don't eat healthy ultimately. And so, which is strange, because we are inundated with plenty of unhealthy foods out there. But it always, you know, so your body talks to you, the stomach in particular. And so usually, in generally, healthy foods are gonna have an overall calming effect of sustainability of happiness for your core system. It's just a natural reality. It's just you know, and that can make a big difference in terms of your chemical makeup, your outlook, because of just eating healthy. Again, I think there's a lot of people out there, and not everyone has that issue. Not everyone is as sensitive to these causes, and so it doesn't matter, or apparently it doesn't seem to matter, or at least from the outside looking in, it doesn't seem to matter. Then don't worry about it. But if you feel like your body's talking to you, eat some flaxseed, guys. Chia. That's the new stuff nowadays. Chia. Chia. It's the chia stuff that you know, the chia pet, that is now been discovered that you can eat it, and it's really good for you. I had a chia hibiscus drink the other day, and it was pretty cool. It was really delicious and nutritious. Fantastic. Okay, look for that in the somewhere. Okay, guys, that is it for me here. 243 calories burned, 2.42 miles. Finished the painting. We'll post that up somewhere. Look for it there. letspainttv.com on our shop link. Don't forget, Baltimore this Thursday, Friday, Sunday, High Zero Festival. I don't know, I might be doing some other, they do other weird things too besides the, I think we do some street stuff. We hang out in the street, and I don't know what's going on. It's weird. So it should be interesting. Baltimore this coming week, guys. And don't forget, if you want to donate just $1 to the cause here at Let's Paint TV, Patreon, patreon.com. There's the link at letspainttv.com or right here on your YouTube channel of Let's Paint TV, youtube.com/letspainttv. So buy some paintings, be a patron of the arts, support Let's Paint TV. We'll see you next week, or I'll see you in Baltimore. Bye-bye!